Look at all the junk in the trunk of the Jeep. What are we doing with all this? Well, look at that. We are back in Vancouver with Sean from the Storytell Now.
I thought you were talking about me when you said junk in the trunk.
Oh, come on. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have saw a crazy post with the smoker strapped to the back of the JL the other day. We've got a little project on the go, and that's why I'm over here with Sean. If you guys follow Expedition Overland, you might have seen that they put on, or they're putting on, an Overland Film Fest, and their submissions are coming due in a few weeks throughout the month of August. And Sean and I thought we would go to work on a submission from us, and we're gonna go do a little bit of camping over the next couple days. So if you guys want to see some behind the scenes footage, I'm not gonna reveal what the storyline is, but I'm gonna bring you guys along behind the scenes. If you want to see where we're going, we're gonna go do some exploring, a little bit of camping, and obviously we're gonna do some off-roading. But that's not what today's video is about. We are gonna unload the rig here real quick, and we're gonna go pop over to Epic Adventure Outfitters, which is just a few minutes away, and I wanna have a look at some of their rigs. A few videos ago, we had Dustin's brand new Gladiator sitting on 37s with no lift, and we've been trying to figure out what lift kit to go with, what suspension, how high do we want it, and I know that the guys over at Epic are always modifying Jeep, so I thought, why don't we go over there, check out some of the stuff they're doing, ask a few questions, and they actually also have a Ecodiesel Wrangler as well. I think you guys are gonna wanna see that. Brought you something. Check these out.
No way.
Yeah, some Pit Vipers. Now you need the dirty stash back.
Everything's blue.
Camera, let's see. See if that picks that up. Oh wow, that really is wild. Blue. That is wild. Hey, so this is Paul. We're at Epic Adventure Outfitters, and these are their rigs. So this is the other Ecodiesel that I've seen. Well, actually, probably I think the second Ecodiesel in probably Canada. Bikini, what is it? Bikini Blue or Bikini Pearl? Bikini Pearl. I couldn't remember. I did a video about this, kind of hating on it, but it was funny because I was like, I don't really like Bikini Pearl, but then the shirt I was wearing in the video was almost the same color as. Yeah. You guys called me out for sure. And I wanted to actually compare my Ecodiesel with this Ecodiesel.
It's really weird. Your front end doesn't look as aggressive.
Christian and I have been going back and forth about how much lift, how much you guys put in, and if you guys aren't already familiar, we put in 3.5-inch springs from a gas model, and obviously the diesel weighs like 400 and something pounds more, so my front was really squatty, so we put a 1-inch spacer in it, but I'm thinking yours looks quite a bit taller still.
Yep, so this is the 4.5-inch.
Okay.
So we put the 4.5-inch gas in there, and we also added 1-inch spacers to the front.
So 4.5 Terraflex
so as soon as
springs.
that came down on the lift, just with that 310 pounds heavier in the front, it just...
Still trying to figure out what to do, and I was thinking about the same thing. So I was thinking about ordering a set of 4.5-inch springs, but I wanted to see what you guys were doing, how it looked, and see what it looked like compared to mine.
And then we went with the IR arms, so we have all 8 IR arms in there, so that was a bit of overkill, but we mainly did that just so we could fine-tune everything based on the height that it was, because you didn't know where it was going to end up. Terraflex system, the springs are good, the shocks are great. It drives pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a bit more of a brake dive than normal just because of that 300 pounds up front.
Yeah.
And then of course we added the hate mail magnet there on the front of it.
So this is a very polarizing front end. This is
so much hate mail
Fab 4, right?
Fab 4s, yeah. So that's your grumper. That's what you call grumper for jail. And then we added the crazy rigid adapt E-Series light bar in the front.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. Look at this.
So it lights up any color.
That is.
And then it also changes based on, because it has its own gyro in there, so depending how fast you're going, it basically changes the spread of the light. So if you're slower, it's farther out. Faster, it pulls. Automatically it does all that. And you can adjust it to do what you want. But we do that. And then it's, it lights up any color. So we match the lights. It's actually got full red rock lights underneath. We match that with the thing. It looks really nice at light.
I gotta go. I'm gonna spend a whole bunch of money here, I think. I knew that the Rigid had like the light bar that has the wider and the narrower beam, but I didn't realize that it could do it dynamically.
Yeah, there's basically adjustable manual, or it can do it automatic based on your speed. And then we of course added on the DSS Pro, the side shooters. We love those lights.
Yeah.
Because you get the side shot, because it has those 3 LEDs.
The ones on the A pillars. Yeah.
They shoot off to the side, so left and right. It'll throw light almost 170 degrees.
Yeah.
Generally, this throws so much light. This is an amazing light, and especially to the side. So if you're in BC or you're in forest all the time, or some places Sean and you go, right? That's the light that I always recommend to people. Just throws the most light that comes sideways.
So you guys, if you've been following my build, I haven't put any lights on mine yet, and I've still been trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm really trying to balance between, well, I don't off-road a lot at night, but I want to be able to see things around me if I am off-roading. But when we're on road trips, I don't want stuff to get stolen. So I'm really trying to figure out things.
But at the same time, your personality is so bright.
Exactly. We just open the windows, there's light everywhere. So I put a post on Instagram the other day with my charcoal grill attached to the back of this. I said, I'm getting into overlanding, and everybody's like, well, you need a kitchen sink, you need all this other stuff next. So look at this.
Yeah, so this basically you have the Outback Adventures tray table. This is the pretty much the best tray table there is. So you get your bamboo cutting board, food grade stainless. So super silent, really nice. We've used these for years, they're excellent. And then the Goose Gear setup. So Goose Gear, company out of California. It's all manufactured there by hand. They basically custom order.
That is nice looking stuff.
So there's a platform that goes in the bottom, and so you can do full seat delete in the back. So you can have a full sleeping platform. You do a lot of those, or you can do the 40 or the 60, or in this case, just the back area only if you want to keep your seats. And then you got different drawer modules and things. And for this one, we just have the fridge slide that comes out. You've got the drawer modules that come out. So that's by Pelican, essentially. You just get it. So you can really mix and match it any way you want to hold your stuff and not make any noise, right?
Holy moly.
So it's kind of, and then you're ready. You just basically throw food in the fridge and you drive away, you're good. But
I have my fridge in mine, and it might have rolled over on the way over here. It's not anywhere nearly as secure as this setup at all.
Yeah, we just do, like, you have your dry bag up here, dry foods, and then we have the water tank up here. It's all stratcheted down, so it's not going anywhere. It's very, very secure. We like the front runner packs. I like the front runner chairs because they're easy to set up, and they're super small. They go on the side. This one, it's a little bit different, has the beige seats in it too, so we got the...
I saw that.
We custom ordered.
I like it. I think that...
Just wanted to break up the black a little bit with the color, and 100%. Again, it's kind of a beachy theme too, right, with the teal and the... The
thing that I like the most, well, other than, you know, this nice brown leather, you can actually not get the red.
Exactly.
And that drove me nuts with ordering mine, is that you had to get the red. And now it's really limiting, because every time I think about an accent color,
you got that red.
You got red to deal with. What do you guys think? Leave some comments down below of what you think about the brown, or what do we call it, saddle brown leather? Saddle, beige. Not beige. Everything's blue to you. What color is this, Jeep? What color is it?
What color am I?
I like it. I haven't actually seen the brown leather in person yet, but I think I like it a lot, and especially with this color, I think. And even the back seats too. Like, you look at the back seats, the color really sticks out there. Oh yeah.
This has the 40% delete.
Okay.
Yeah, so we took out the 40% seat and popped that in there. And that's generally where all the bags and gear go. So in this way, you can really carry 3 people comfortably. Right?
I really like how the fuel tank says fuel on it, so you don't have to put water in there.
And it doesn't say gas.
It doesn't say gas.
Look at this fancy stuff.
Have you run out of DEF fluid yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, we did.
I only have 3,000.
Just came up on the dash and says you have 300 kilometers to go before the truck will not start again.
Okay, so I know. See, now I know these guys are gonna want to know how many kilometers.
I'm trying to think. I think it was around 1,200 plus. But I think what happened is this wasn't full. I don't think the DEF tank was full. I don't remember checking it on the gauge. It should last a lot longer than that.
Well, I checked. So I checked mine when I picked mine up. It was full, minus a few percentages
I don't
of delivering
think this was full, and so that kind of surprised us because we forgot to check it. But it's kind of a scary message you get when you're out in the middle of nowhere and it says the Jeep will no longer start in 300 kilometers. And you're like, well, do I just leave it running?
It is concerning that if you get that EGR or DEF code. DEF?
Like what? What is that? I don't have a diesel. I don't know.
Right. So I don't know if I can explain it completely properly, but the DEF is the fluid that gets sprayed into the exhaust to help cut down the emissions or burn off the emissions or something like that. So I think it's supposed to last around 10,000 kilometers. They say like every oil change ish. And you buy this stuff and you put it in here, DEF, diesel exhaust fluid.
Always have a 2-liter jug with us.
So
it's in the Jeep at all times.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you ever need DEF fluid, we have at least something to get home. Because when you get that message, it's kind of like, oh yeah.
They're gonna call you out for calling it DEF fluid too. I've been caught a couple times already, and I've been caught putting gas in. All right, so let me know, what do you guys think? This is a very polarizing front grille from Fab4. I think it looks really nice with this bikini pearl color, but I'm really kind of interested in this light bar that Paul was just telling us about, and it's dynamic, or what, adapt? They call it adapt?
Yes, the Adapt E series, yeah.
And how that works with off-road, from it going from a wide beam to a narrow beam, depending on how much how your speed is. So really kind of cool light bar system. And then you've got your winch tucked in here. I know some of you guys are not going to like this grill, and I know some of you guys are going to really like this grill for some people, but not for everybody. But let's talk about the Gladiator, because that's what I came by to talk about, because we are building Dustin's Gladiator. As you guys saw a couple videos ago, he's rolling around on 37s with no lift. And we're and yeah, we can't really go off-roading like that. So we're trying to figure out what do we want to do. I appreciate all you guys leaving some comments in that last video when I asked about should we go with a 2.5 and a 3.5 and a 4.5, but I think it really comes down to whose springs are you using and what lift you're using.
Yeah,
so
correct.
What's your guys' experience being with lifting these Gladiators, and what do we have on your rig right here?
Let's start with what we have here first.
Yeah.
This is essentially a Evo suspension. So it's the 4.5-inch Evo suspension. Right now it's kind of a stage 2, I guess you call it. So we've got arms in the rear.
Yeah.
I took the arms out of the front, and we put Terraflex drop brackets in the front.
Ah.
So again, drop brackets in any JL or JT in my world is necessary just for the drivability of it. Makes all the difference. So yeah, and then we're running 38-inch tires, 13.5, and this is on a 20-inch rim.
This is a little different, yeah.
Different. Never done a 20-inch rim before.
They don't look as big when you have the 20-inch rim on there. So Sean has 37s on 17s, and I think the tires look bigger.
Yeah.
But these look more proportionate to the wheel wells when
it's
you...
It's just a longer, bigger vehicle. It looked proportionate, so we try that and do a lot of Gladiators here, like a lot. Weekly we do them, and generally we do the Evo 2.5-inch suspension, and we're doing 37 on 17s like Sean, right?
Yeah.
So, and that still looks okay. It's just I wanted to go quite a bit higher, so you go with the bigger lift. This is running, I used to run the King shocks, so we had the adjustable King shocks, which were tuned from Evo, from King, and they're okay, like they're a great shock. But for our climate here and the quick adjustability, so I don't know if you've ever seen the King adjustabilities, like 26 little clicks.
No.
These are very, very simple, and so we went with the Falcon 3.3 adjustability. And I've run Falcons forever.
Yeah. So these are the same shocks I have on the back of the Ecodiesel. We tried to put them on the front, and then we found out about the battery box issue on the passenger. We're still waiting for a redesign, but
kind of solution
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
So that's, you know, for me, this ride's a little bit stiffer and a little bit sportier, I think, than most people like, but
that's how I like it. I like.
And then we've got so much weight on the back, because again, by the time you put, this is the Evo half rack. Yeah. And then we custom made all our own plates, because the Evo half rack doesn't really have any attachments for it, so you kind of have to make your own way to get stuff to attach to it. So we just made our own brackets so that we can have rotopacks. We've got recovery boards on the side, tread pros, and then on the inside we have the water. And we just created our own little, our own little tube system here.
Hey, that's cool. Yeah, Evo, I found I have a lot of Evo stuff on my JK, and it's good, but it usually requires a little customization or massaging to make it how you want it.
Yeah, so this one is I just do this really simply, and basically there's a valve at the top, just a air valve, and then you have here you just basically have a quick. And there's your water. I
almost want to jump in there. It's so hot. Just so you guys know, it's really warm right now. All of a sudden, we got a crazy heat wave out here, and we're in a parking lot.
And then because I don't have the goose gear set up because I'm used to the Wrangler, so I needed a table. And for me, again, I don't like to carry a whole bunch of stuff. So this is the mountain hatch table for Gladiator. So again, it's like a cutting board essentially, a very expensive cutting board. And so we do all our cooking and everything on here as well.
That's nice, yeah.
The Free Spirit tent, this is a High Country 55, and so that opens over top of this. I put it that way so you can have a bit of rain shelter because I didn't want to run an awning this time. So it just opens basically on the side, and it covers you as you can sit here and cook and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Usually you see the rooftop tents opening off to the side, and it's pretty traditional.
We just mounted it differently.
So what do you think we should put in Dustin's rig?
If you like a stiffer ride, like a more sportier ride, and you're more of a spirited driver. Yeah. The Terraflex 3.5 is the same height pretty much as the Evo 2.5.
2.5, right? Okay.
So they come in at, I think it's like 1/8 difference on the front, and if you combine that with you know, the proper Falcon shock, whether it's the 2-1 mono shock, it's still a great shock, or you do like the 3-3, so you can adjust a little bit depending on the load.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with the Evo suspension. It's great. I've been running it now since November.
And you're pretty happy with it?
I'm really happy with it.
Yes.
Again,
you know, I think this is why it's important to talk to people, see what their experience is with their suspensions, because, you know, I can sit here and tell you to buy a suspension, but, you know, if I haven't run it, or I've just run that one suspension, you know, they handle differently, they behave different, they have different characteristics. And so it's really nice to hear from someone who has tried different things. And obviously Epic is building lots of rigs, so they're gonna be able to tell you what type of spring, what suspension, what control arms, all that kind of stuff for what you want to set your rig up for, because there is no perfect suspension setup and there's never a perfect mod for your rig. It's always going to be something different depending on what you want to do. And if you guys want to see some of their off-roading, not only are there builds on their channel, but go check out their channel. They're out off-roading, or go check out their website, epic-4wheeldrive.com, and DM Christian. He likes to answer questions.
Yes, he does. He loves to answer questions. Yep.
Let's go have a little walk around the shop, but appreciate you showing me the rigs. There he is.
Hey, Trouble.
Hey, Trouble. We're just talking about you.
Oh, that's good.
We said we're just telling everybody, if they have any questions, shoot you a DM. So what are you using to control your rock lights and your DAP bar? Are you using the auxiliary switches, or do you put...
auxiliary switches. One switch is running all 14 rock lights.
Yep.
One switch will run the reverse lights. One switch will turn on the side shooters. One switch activates the controller for the adaptive bar. Because this adaptive bar just couldn't be a bar. It had to have a control center, a computer, a GPS tracker.
Makes you espresso.
There we go.
Whew. See, so that is a great idea, guys. If you, a lot of the bumpers for the JLs, you can, I think, order them with or without sensor holes. So maybe it is worth getting sensor holes. Now, my Warn bumper has them, but has plugs in it. So that is a really cool idea, to use the holes that come in the bumpers and put your backup lights in there. So how many do you have in there? 14, you said?
14 red ones.
Whew.
4 white ones.
That looks so mean coming down the road, I bet. If you drive on the street with that. So what are you mounting them to?
So that is drilled into the plastic inner fender.
Okay.
Using, obviously, bolts and nuts and washers. So I've done all 4 inner fenders. Ooh. And obviously, if I switched out to like an aluminum fender, I'd mount it into that. But realistically, this is where it's going to stay. 2 of them are in the back frame pointing straight down. So I turn off the reverse. If you angle them outward, you'll blind people at a campsite.
Yeah.
The fronts are angled outward a bit so it gets past all the steering. And then there's 6 in the rock slide.
It takes a lot to really get a ton of light out there.
To get it fully filled in, I was amazed at night how this looks.
So the light bar on the front is more than color, right?
Yeah,
it's just, we've got...
Dead spot right there, and wider.
So you see that, guys, how tall it is, and then it shrinks up and down as you cycle through the set. Oh, look at that.
And then if that's not enough light, just turn the side shooters on. Because now we have full spot and wide.
Look at that. Yeah, see, I've always liked this, how you can still have them facing forward, but you get this,
right and left,
you
so
get this side,
they don't reflect off your hood.
Huge thanks to Epic Adventure Outfitters for giving us a tour of their rigs, talking shop, and helping me out with the Ecodiesel JL. So we're gonna get out of here. We gotta go do some planning because we have a pretty epic video.
By planning, you mean barbecue some steaks.
That's exactly what I meant. We're gonna get out of here. It's way past 5 o'clock. These guys stayed late, so we appreciate it.
Guys.
Good to see you guys. Make sure you are subscribed because the next couple vlogs are gonna be epic. We're gonna be doing some off-roading, shooting behind the scenes.
I see what you did there.
For what? Yeah, exactly. Epic adventures. Sean is also epic. He's got the new Pit Vipers. Link in the description. No, we're not selling those. But the next couple of videos are going to be vlogs, and it's going to be behind the scenes shooting our film. So hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, I do appreciate it. I'm out of here, guys. We're going to wrap this video up. I'll see you guys soon in the next upload.